If you've ever walked into a motorcycle dealership as a beginner, chances are you were lied to. Not always maliciously, not always blatantly, but lied to all the same. Because when you're new to riding, you're easy to sell to. You're excited, you're vulnerable, you're trusting. And for some dealers, that's the perfect opportunity to unload a bike, pad a commission, or move inventory that's been sitting too long. Today, we're pulling the curtain back. Let's talk about the top 5 lies motorcycle dealers tell beginners and how you can avoid falling for them. Lie number 1, you'll grow into it. This is one of the most common and most dangerous lines you'll hear in a motorcycle dealership. You walk in with wide eyes, maybe a little nervous, but excited. You tell the dealer, "Hey, I'm new. I'm looking for a beginner bike." And then with a smirk, they point to a leader class super sport machine and go, "You'll grow into it." Let me say this as clearly as possible. No, you won't. You don't grow into a motorcycle like you grow into a pair of jeans. Motorcycles don't stretch with time. They don't adapt to you. You adapt to them. And when the bike is too much, too heavy, too powerful, too tall, you don't grow into it. You just ride with fear. That 1000cc Super Sport, it's not just fast, it's twitchy, sensitive, unforgiving. The throttle response alone can throw you off balance if you're not ready for it. The weight of that fully dressed cruiser, it's not just numbers on a spec sheet. It's what you're wrestling with in traffic, at stoplights, on hills, and in parking lots. And those you go into it bikes often become garage furniture. They sit, collect dust, or worse, they bite early. A dropped bike, a close call, a crash, and suddenly your dream of riding turns into a regret you can't shake. Look, I get it. You walk into a dealership and see those big bikes lined up, polished, aggressive, and sexy. It's easy to feel like that's what a real rider should be on. But being a real rider doesn't start with displacement. It starts with control, with confidence. A 300cc or 400cc motorcycle that fits your body, your current skill level, and your lifestyle will take you so much further in your riding journey than a leader bike you're too intimidated to ride. Dealers push bigger bikes because they cost more. Simple as that. Bigger commission, older inventory that needs to move, or sometimes they genuinely don't understand what it's like to be a beginner. But let's be real. This isn't about them. This is about you, your safety, and your growth. You want a bike that makes riding feel intuitive, not overwhelming. One that lets you focus on learning throttle control, braking, cornering, and emergency maneuvers, not just managing fear. And trust me, nothing builds confidence faster than a bike you can flat foot, pick up if it drops, and control in tight spaces. It's not about being macho, it's about being smart. I know riders who've been riding for 10 years and still keep a 300cc in their garage because they love how light and flickable it is. Riding is about joy, not ego. So if a dealer says, "You'll grow into it," take a breath and ask yourself, am I buying this bike for them or for me? Don't get upsold into fear. Don't buy a machine that becomes a garage queen. Buy a bike that makes you want to ride every single day. That's how you grow, not by riding a monster, but by building skill, one smooth shift at a time. Lie number 2, it's safer than you think. This one's subtle. It doesn't sound like a lie at first. In fact, it almost feels comforting. You walk into the dealership wide eyed, a little intimidated. Maybe you've read the stats. Maybe your family or friends have filled your head with horror stories. You mention you're a beginner, and the dealer leans in with a reassuring smile and says, "Don't worry. These bikes are safer than you think. They've got ABS, traction control, ride modes. You'll be fine." And that's when the red flags should start going up. Let me be real with you. No motorcycle is safe. Now, don't get me wrong. Modern bikes are packed with incredible safety tech. Anti-lock brakes? Fantastic. They prevent you from locking up your wheels and going into a slide. Traction control? Life-saving when roads get slick or you're learning throttle finesse. Cornering ABS? Amazing if you're pushing hard into a bend. But all of it, every single feature, is secondary because safety doesn't come from the machine. It comes from you. It comes from your attention, your mindset, your awareness on the road, your training, your instincts, your experience. No piece of tech can replace good judgment, defensive riding, and a deep respect for the machine between your legs. When a dealer tells you it's safer than you think, they're often doing it to ease your hesitation. They want the sale to go smoother. If you're less afraid, you're more likely to sign. But fear, when properly placed, is a healthy thing in motorcycling. It keeps you sharp, alert, cautious. This sport doesn't reward arrogance, it rewards humility. And thinking you're covered because your new ride has the latest gadgetry, that's a dangerous mindset. That's when you get too confident too soon. That's when you take corners faster than you should, assuming the bike will save you. That's when you tailgate cars thinking your brakes will always be enough. That's when you stop scanning the road ahead because your ride mode will figure it out. Technology is a backup, not a foundation. It's there to help when things go wrong, not to prevent them from happening in the first place. A good dealer, a responsible one, would say, these bikes have great features, but you still need to respect them. They'd emphasize training. They'd talk about wearing real gear. They'd recommend a safety course, not gloss over the risk. Because here's the truth, motorcycling is risky. That's part of why it's beautiful. There's no steel cage, no airbags, no lane keeping assist or blind spot monitors. It's you, the bike, and your wits. And when it all comes together, it's electric. It's transcendent. But it demands everything from you. Every moment, every ride. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this so that when you ride, you do it aware, with intention, with respect. Because riding can absolutely change your life in all the best ways. Just don't let someone convince you that ABS and ride modes are magic force fields. They're tools. They help, but they don't replace you. So when a dealer downplays the risk, trying to package this lifestyle as low risk and high reward, push back. Ask the tough questions. Ask about training, about real world handling, about how the bike behaves when you make a mistake, because you will make mistakes. We all do. What matters is how prepared you are and how much respect you bring to the seat. Ride modes don't stop distracted drivers. ABS doesn't cure target fixation. Traction control won't save you from a diesel spill in a corner. You do that. So yeah, be excited. You should be. Riding is amazing, but also be honest with yourself. Don't accept comfort over truth, because once you're out there, it's not a sales pitch anymore. It's just you and the road. And if you ride like your life depends on your decisions, not just your tech, you'll ride longer, better, and smarter. Lie number 3, this is the perfect beginner bike. You've been doing your homework. Maybe you've read some forums, watched a dozen YouTube reviews, maybe even sat on a few bikes already. You walk into the dealership still unsure, still hoping for some direction. And then the sales guy hits you with it. This right here, this is the perfect beginner bike. And maybe it sounds like a lifeline. Finally, someone confirming what you need. You think, all right, they know more than me, I can trust this. But pause, because here's the hard truth. There's no such thing as a perfect beginner bike. Not universally, anyway. There's no one-size-fits-all, no golden standard. What's perfect for a 5'2", 120-pound rider who wants to cruise through the city isn't perfect for a 6'3" rider with long legs and dreams of touring the mountains. What works for someone with years of dirt bike experience won't be ideal for someone who's never touched a clutch. But here's where it gets tricky. When a dealer tells you something is perfect, they're usually not basing that on you. They're basing it on stock, on margins, or on what's not moving. Maybe the bike in question has been on the showroom floor for 9 months. Maybe it's a leftover model from last year. Maybe it's marked as beginner friendly in a marketing brochure because it has a 500cc engine. But Nobody mentions it weighs 480 pounds, has a twitchy throttle, and a seat height that has you tiptoeing like you're auditioning for Cirque du Soleil. Let's break it down. A real beginner bike, for you, should have a manageable seat height that lets you flat foot or close to it. Confidence starts at a stoplight. Low weight, because you don't want to feel like you're muscling a tank every time you push it out of a parking spot. A predictable, smooth throttle, not jerky, not aggressive. A low center of gravity, so the bike feels planted, not top heavy. Responsive but not overly sensitive brakes, so you're not diving into a panic stop every time you touch the lever. And above all else, it should feel like you're in control, not barely hanging on. If you sit on a bike and your heart rate spikes just trying to hold it upright, that's not a beginner bike for you. If you twist the throttle in neutral and it barks like a beast that wants to rip down the highway, that's probably not your entry point. And if you ask for something easy to learn on and they walk you past 650s and 1000s just because they have a rain mode, that's not guidance. That's salesmanship. And don't let labels fool you. Some bikes are slapped with entry level tags just because they're priced low or have a mid-size engine. Again, it's about fit, not marketing. Sit on the bike, feel the balance, roll it forward and back. See if you can maneuver it with ease. Can you reach the controls comfortably? Can you plant your feet? Do you feel like it's an extension of you or like you're babysitting something unruly? And don't be afraid to walk away if it doesn't feel right. Don't let someone in a branded polo shirt convince you that your instincts are wrong. A real beginner bike should make riding fun, not scary. It should inspire confidence. You should feel like you can focus on learning, shifting, cornering, braking without having to wrestle with size, weight, or unpredictable power delivery. It's okay to want something that looks cool. It's okay to care about style. But don't trade rideability for aesthetics. And remember, the dealer's goal is to sell a bike. Yours is to start a journey. They want the transaction. You want the experience. And the wrong first bike, it can mess that up. It can shake your confidence, make you question if riding is even for you, or worse, get you hurt. So the next time someone says, this is the perfect beginner bike, ask why. Ask for specifics and compare that to your needs, your height, your comfort level. Because only you can decide what's truly perfect for you. And when you find it, trust me, you'll know. Lie number 4. You'll outgrow a 300cc in a month. This one's a favorite in the dealer's toolkit, especially when they see you eyeing a 300 or 400cc bike on the floor. You walk over curious. You've heard it's a good place to start. Light, friendly, forgiving. And then the sales rep swoops in like a hawk. Oh, that? You'll outgrow it in a month. You should look at this 650 instead. You'll be bored in no time with that 300. Let me be blunt. That's a lie and a dangerous one. Because here's what they're really doing. They're planting a seed of doubt. They're making you question your instincts, making you feel like the smaller bike is somehow less than. Like choosing a 300 means you're not ambitious enough, or bold enough, or a real rider. But let me tell you the truth that they won't. A 300cc motorcycle is one of the best things you can ride as a beginner. And if you think you'll outgrow it in a month, you don't understand what growing as a rider actually means. Riding isn't just about power. It's not about how fast you can hit 100 or how deep you can lean into a corner. It's about mastery, control, confidence, awareness, technique. And nothing teaches those lessons better than a lightweight, low displacement bike. Because a smaller bike doesn't forgive laziness. You don't have the luxury of gobs of horsepower to yank you out of a mistake. You have to learn to use your throttle wisely, to maintain momentum through corners, to pick your lines carefully, to downshift at the right time. In short, you actually learn how to ride. On a bigger bike, Especially as a beginner, you're often just surviving, hanging on, trying not to mess up. But on a 300, you're learning actively. Every ride is a lesson, not a test of your nerve. Let's bust another myth while we're at it. You won't get bored. At least, not if you're doing it right. You'll spend the first few weeks just getting used to clutch control, throttle feel, slow speed balance. Then you'll start tackling back roads. Maybe take a longer ride. Start leaning into corners more confidently. Maybe even sign up for a track day down the road. There is so much to unlock in a small bike. It's like learning to dance with someone who lets you lead but still challenges you to improve. It's responsive, it's forgiving, but it demands your attention in the right ways. And you know what else? A 300cc bike is practical. It's light, easy to move around in the garage or a tight parking lot. It's cheap to insure. It gets incredible gas mileage. And when you drop it, and you will, you won't cry quite as hard. Less damage, less heartbreak, lower repair costs. Plus, in the real world, a 300 can easily cruise at highway speeds. It can carve up twisties. It can carry you to work and back. For the kind of riding most people actually do, it's more than enough. And here's a wild thought. You may never want to upgrade. Line number 5. This gear is all you need. You finally settled on a bike. You're pumped. You're picturing yourself cruising through town or carving up some back roads, and the last thing on your mind is fashion. You just want to be protected. So you walk into the gear section, and the sales guy meets you with a grin. He hands you a helmet, maybe a jacket, says something like, "This is all you need, man. You're good to go." But let's hit pause right there, because this is where the second sale begins. And unfortunately, it's often where the second round of lies starts. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. Dealerships don't just make money selling bikes, they make a lot of money on gear and accessories. The profit margins on gear can be massive, especially on budget brands and flashy looking stuff that prioritizes appearance over actual protection. So, what do? They push what looks good. They push what's in stock. They push what's easy to move, not necessarily what will save your skin. And that's the heart of the lie. This gear is all you need. Translation: this is the easiest gear for us to sell you right now. Let's break it down, piece by piece. Helmet, the most important piece of gear you'll ever wear. A good helmet can literally be the difference between a scary story and a funeral. And yet, some dealerships will try to sell you a half-shell brain bucket with zero face protection. Or worse, an off-brand lid that isn't even DOT or ECE certified. Just because it looks cool or has a shiny graphic does not mean it's safe. You want certifications. You want a secure fit. You want full face protection if you value your jaw, your teeth, and your actual brain. Ask yourself, if you face plant at 40 miles per hour, will that helmet protect your life or just your haircut? Jacket. You throw it on and think, hey, it's got a zipper. I'm good, right? Not so fast. That slick cafe racer style jacket might look the part, but what's it made of? Is it real abrasion resistant material? Does it have CE rated armor in the elbows, shoulders, and back? A stylish jacket with no armor is just a hoodie with marketing. Gloves. Dealers love to downplay gloves. Optional, they say. You can get those later. But let me ask you, what's the first thing you do when you fall? You put your hands out. Every rider who's ever crashed, even at low speed, knows this. Road rash on your palms is brutal. Fractured knuckles, even worse. You want gloves with palm sliders, armor, reinforcement. You want gloves that'll let you walk away, not hobble away bleeding. Pants. Oh, the pants. This might be the most ignored piece of gear in every dealership. You'll hear stuff like, just wear jeans, man. That's what I do. Nope. Regular denim tears apart in seconds during a slide. I mean it, seconds. Real riding pants are built with abrasion-resistant materials like Kevlar or Cordura. Many come with hip and knee armor too. They don't look as sleek as your skinny jeans, but guess what? You'll still have knees. Boots. Most dealers won't even bring these up unless you ask, which is ridiculous. Your feet are doing everything when you ride: braking, shifting, balancing at stops, planting when you slow down. Yet so many beginners get sold short here. You need boots that cover the ankle, that protect against crush injuries, that have non slip soles for holding steady at intersections or on gravel. Not Converse, not sneakers, not slip ons. Riding boots, built to take a hit and keep your feet attached to your legs. Now, here's the thing: gear isn't cheap. I get that. A helmet, jacket, gloves, pants, boots, it adds up fast. But you have to look at it like this: it's not gear, it's armor, it's life insurance, it's peace of mind. And here's a truth that no one at the dealership will probably say out loud: if your budget is tight, it's better to buy a slightly cheaper bike and higher quality gear than the other way around. You can always upgrade your ride later. But your skin, your bones, your brain, you only get one set of those. So when the sales guy says, "This is all you need," you look him dead in the eye and ask, "Is this what you wear when you ride?" And if he flinches, if he hesitates, you've got your answer. Ride smart, gear up properly, because out there, it's just you, your bike, and the asphalt. Make sure you're ready for them. Let's recap. You'll grow into it. No, you'll get scared of it. It's safer than you think. No, riding is as safe as you make it. This is the perfect beginner bike. Is it though? Or is it just in stock? You'll outgrow that 300cc in a month. Not if you ride it right. This gear is all you need. If that gear can't protect you in a crash, then it's not enough. So how do you protect yourself at the dealership? Research. Go in with a plan. Know what bikes you're interested in. Know what gear specs to look for. Know your own limits. Bring someone experienced if you can. Someone who won't get starry-eyed. Someone who will ask the hard questions. And don't be afraid to walk away. If the sales pitch feels too slick, walk. If they're pushing you towards something you're unsure about, walk. You're not just buying a motorcycle. You're starting a relationship with riding. That deserves time, respect, and the right fit. Don't let a fast-talking sales rep shape your whole riding experience. Make your own decisions. Ask the hard questions. Trust your gut. And ride home on the bike you chose, not the one they sold you. Riding is too important to leave to sales tactics. This isn't just a purchase. This is your freedom. Own it. I'm Matthew, and this is Autozium. If you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a sub down below. Ride safe, ride smart, and I'll see you out there.